14. The Black Dragon. Who can follow the imageless tracks of the Black Dragon? Shearing the heights of noble wisdom. The conquest against the dark samsaric realm is celebrated on unseen wings, bearing a banner of unborn light outshining the sun. What net of poisonous desire dare entrap such a rare flowering of perfect mindfulness? Whose dragon eye steadily pierces phenomena and renders it void with Achillean talons of unimaginable and unrivaled tenacity. Awakened from Dukkha's nightmare and enjoying the sweet ecstasy of deep samadhi, even the gods are overwhelmed with such focused recollective penetration into the primordial bosom of the source itself. Once the truth is grasped that nothing is ever born, kshanti anupati. The way of deathlessness is accessible in the perfect freedom that is won through patient endurance. Detachment consists in moderately taming the erratic mind with its unruly and undisciplined eccentricities. The immaculate consciousness, Amala, Vijnana, grows out of the sacred heart of suchness, wherein one fully awakens to the supernal tutelage of the Tathagatas. Having the Midas touch with everything turning to gold would still not quell unquenchable sense-8 desires that even the gods cannot appease. The transfixing dragon eye subdues the mundane mind, the monsters that lurk beneath the churning Vijnanic sea, thus providing peaceful composure in the unborn. Seeking asylum from the ongoing samsaric struggle, in places bearing sacred symbols of repose, whether in nature reserves or in man-made temples, will prove to be a sterile undertaking, as the lingering effects of dukkha remain a dominant force. Whosoever finds sanctuary under the majestic wings of Dragon Yana will awaken to the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha. The causation of dukkha. The dissolution of dukkha and the noble tenfold way that the Aryan mind recollects liberation from dukkha. Hence, a stronghold against all dukkha is assured as a great dragon fire ring. The inextinguishable flame of noble wisdom encircles the beloved children of Bodhi. Rare is the radiant jewel of black dragonhood. Joyful are those who serendipitously awaken within the dragon lair and partake in its deathless suchness. Blessed be their noble unbirth. Blessed be their exposition of the way of deathlessness. Blessed be those who are receptive to the deathless Dharma and faithfully adhere to the Dhammapada, thus sustaining the way. Blessed be the one whose faith in the unborn resolve is firm, with the conviction that there is no substitute for the element of truth. Blessed be the dragon children, for they are harmonious with the dark principle of unborn Bodhi power, in the unobstructed field of Dharmakaya, on the further shore of Tathagatahood. 15. Look beyond. Look beyond the melodramatic babble of love and hate which generates mind parasites that continually feed on the unwary. Look beyond conventional conceit that claims expertise in the way to proper health while remaining bound to sensory-addicted solutions. Look beyond the facade of peace that crumbles beneath the turbulent waves of the Vijnanas. Look beyond all scandic pawned attachments and live in unborn freedom like the noble shining ones. Transcend the triumph of victory and the agony of defeat and know the splendor of Buddha-Dhamma. The fiery breath of passion spawns the hatred of contempt, as one experiences the hunger pangs of separation from the unborn resolve, thus obstructing the wholesome Bodhi flow. That alone reroutes mind from its wandering samsaric escapades through the self-realization of antecedent awareness. Within the heart of suchness, at that marvelous illuminative core, all figments of momentary elusiveness are forever stilled, as the great way of deathlessness dissolves the veil of all transitory phenomena. Better to shun those ignoble cohorts who wallow in the sands of time, turning instead to those nobler Yearnings, whose timeless and deathless fortitude marks the abode of the Dhammapada family. In following them one will be like the moon that is not disturbed by the bewitched and unwholesome wailing denizens of darkened night. 16. The way home. Demon lovers lay waste to the stately pleasure palace of Kubla Khan in Xanadu. Likewise do all sensual inclinations create pandemonium within the clouded mind. The venomous Gorgon. Coiled with myriad serphanic strands that strike fear and trembling at those who stare transfixed with frigid and discriminatory eyes, itself turns to stone through the steady gaze of Bhikkhun. All dukkha is abjured once the seeds of all inherited desires and attachments are dissolved by being faithfully and effortlessly attuned with marvelously luminous vidya. Do not seek esteem in the eyes of others. Rather remain decisive and recollective fervor, thus harvesting those wondrous deathless eyes, whose sole vision reflects the unborn path of perfection that transcends the swift-moving current of passion-bound phenomena with the steady flame of noble wisdom. The children of Bodhi will rejoice when the errant samsaric wayfarer returns to one's true primordial home. 17. Wrath. Belief in personal suffering gives birth to the insolence of anger. Right mindfulness dispels the activity of Carpe-Diem through the antecedent ascendancy of mind's luminous self-liberation. Entertaining anger is like accompanying Icarus on his fateful flight round the sun. Those who exchange the feeble waxen wings of Rupakaya for the soaring splendor of Dragonyana will safely take wing above anger's wrathful blaze, thus sustaining the true odyssey to the noble shore of freedom from all dukkha. As water purges fire, just so does the gentle breath of the Suchchild subdue the fiery passion of anger. O noble warrior of unborn light, refrain not from upholding the element of truth, thereby fulfilling your bodhisattvic resolve to lead others over the troubled waters of samsara. In this way, the dominion of Mara's anger will be defeated. As your awakened countenance shines within the Sugata Garbha, a dragon child has no desire to inflict injury on another, as its own formless suchness unfolds through immeasurable Buddha fields unhindered. Self-perfection is won through faithful vigilance until Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Observe well, Huike, whether you speak often or refrain from speaking, in whatever you do. The Achantakas will find a way to tear you down and will always compare you to what they claim to be praiseworthy. But know full well that all predestined light-bearers who resiliently brave the wonder of silent and steady samadhi, Bhikkhun, will see beyond the soiled veil of defiled aggregated existence and shall come to know through Buddha gnosis the Dhammapada too. Hence, all former attached pettiness in the ways of this Saha realm will pale in comparison to the noble shining ones, whose way even the gods cannot fathom. Fear not the anguish of the body with its tired mind and troubled thoughts and useless words. Instead, rejoice in the silent splendor of self-mastery. 18. Wastefulness. Verily, be mindful, your last breath may soon be at hand. Yama stealthily waits in the darkened shadows to snatch you away with his angels of death. Do you know where your Bodhi child is? O child of wonder, child of light, whose faithful abidance in the word of its unborn father knows no bounds, now hasten home to your true essential stature. O child sans birth, O child sans death. Enlighten those who have recourse to you, thus stopping the spinning dependent wheel of mindless transmigration since time immemorial. Drop by drop does the spigot drain, likewise does the accumulated habit energy of the composed trickle down like slow tears on the face of the unborn essence. As moths are drawn to their all-consuming flame, just so will that endless array of unwholesome and volatile thoughts ignite the weeds of your wanton desires. Dull is the mind that depends solely on the written word. Without faithful vigilance, the quest from the unborn will be in vain. Lewd conduct erases stored merit, and the utmost lewdness is avidure itself. Anyone who vainly pursues this impudent path leisurely succumbs to disappointment at the end of their samsaric journey and doom themselves to further repetitive patterns of fate. Entering the gateless gate of the Aryan mind is not easy for those who incessantly seek for it, following the trail marked with Vijnanic and kaleidoscope-like images that send them spiraling downward into the endless vortex of rebecoming. The Dharma children of unborn light effortlessly behold the imageless herald of deathlessness. Remaining rooted in the recollective resolve is the antidote to all licentiousness and is the true mark of self-mastery. Refrain from studying the meritorious deeds of another, hence your peaceful and hard-won repose in quietude will not be disturbed. The silent music of suchness lulls to sleep the roaring lion of desire. Remove the beam from your own eye before plucking out the grain of sand from your brother's. Thus temperance will replace maleficent intentions that keep you on the perpetual journey away from the unborn. The way is neither within nor without, but a self-awakening of the Tathagakaya itself.